Cause number 24-3166-DCD. Present in my virtual courtroom are both parents. That would be the non-custodial parent Rene Garza and the custodial parent Angelica Cano. Let me start with Mr. Garza. Go ahead and announce yourself with your full legal name, sir.
My name is Rene D. Garza.
Thank you. And same for you, Ms. Cano.
Angelica Marie Cano.
Thank you. Now I need to swear you both in. If you'd both raise your right hands for me. Do you each swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Starting with Mr. Garza.
I do.
Guys, the judge sets the stage, strict rules in play. Every move here matters as both parents step into the spotlight.
Followed by Ms. Cano.
I do.
Thank you. I need to tell you a couple things before I involve Ms. Nichols and we start talking about the actual case. Is that one, I'm an associate judge. I've been appointed to hear cases filed by the Office of the Attorney General, their child support unit. As an associate court, we are courts of record. They do not assign court reporters to our courts. We have a digital recorder, so be aware of that. Make you aware so that you'll understand all your answers need to be verbal, obviously, but loud enough for the recorder to pick up and the court to hear. No answering questions by shaking your head or nodding. That does not record. And no ahas or ahs. This is a formal courtroom, so I'll expect yeses and nos. The other part of the being an associate court is that you are allowed to appeal any rulings from this court to a higher court. That would be to an elected district judge. So at the end of the hearing, if you need me to give you more specifics, I will, but there is a right of appeal from this court to a higher court at the district court level. The second part of the recording issues is you did hear me announce that we were live streaming on YouTube. It is a requirement that the courts are open to the public. That's been true for forever. And courts had been sitting in courtrooms with people coming in to observe proceedings, whether they were involved in cases or not. They could watch their courts at work. It's a part of our Constitution, the open courts requirement. When COVID happened, they went to Zoom court as a way to just keep conducting business. They figured out because of the open courts, they set up the live streaming on YouTube as a way for the public to log into the YouTube app and watch the courts on a live stream channel on YouTube. So that's what's happening now. I tell you that so that you're aware of it and you don't blurt out your home addresses, your social security numbers, your cell numbers, something that identifies you that you probably would not want out on the internet for anybody to use it or abuse it. So I try to catch you if you get there, but if I don't and you say it, it's out there, I can't bring it back. So I'll take it back. So be aware of that. And also be nice so that people are watching this and you're in a courtroom, people could watch in a courtroom anyway. So just behave yourselves. So the last part of the recording issues is do not record. It would be considered in violation of our laws, subject to contempt of court, punishable by a fine and or a jail sentence. So do not record. That applies to everybody here in the courtroom or anyone outside observing in. If you need to go on appeal, if you need it for your record for some reason, you need a copy, you ask, there's a way to contact my court coordinator to ask for that, but otherwise do not record yourself. Out of all of the recording issues, Mr. Garza, do you have any questions or concerns about any of them?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
And out of the, for Zoom, being going forward on Zoom, do you consent to do that, sir?
I am, yes.
Okay, same for you, Ms. Cano. Any concerns about recordings?
No, ma'am.
And you consent to go forward on Zoom?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Let me defer to Ms. Nichols next. She's going to identify herself and give me an opening statement on what I'm doing today on y'all's case, and then it's going to be followed by testimony. Ms. Nichols?
Yes, A.H. Nichols representing the state. This suit is based on a petition to establish the parent-child relationship filed by the OAG's office. DNA testing was done. It was completed, confirming Mr. Garza is the father of the child, and I've sent the DNA results to the court if you'd like to look at that.
They'll also be attached to the order, and if you'll ask me to admit them, I'll take judicial notice of them during the case. Okay.
Parties have agreements on every issue except for retroactive child support. So I'll tell the court what the parties' agreements are. Parties agree that the child's last name will remain as Cano. Parties are appointed joint managing conservators. The only change to that is that Ms. Cano will have the exclusive right to apply for the child's passport. Parties agree to that. Parties agree to standard possession schedule.
Okay.
Parties agree to each download app close and communicate through app close regarding the child. Parties agree that Mr. Garza's gross monthly resources are $5,000.67 a month. Mr. Garza has one other child for whom he pays child support. Parties agree that the child in this case will stay on Ms. Cano's health insurance and dental insurance. The cost of the health insurance is $235 monthly. The cost of the dental is $5 monthly. And Mr. Garza will reimburse mom for both the health and dental premium. Parties agree that child support will be guideline. After giving credit to Mr. Garza for taxes and for payments on health and dental premiums, his guideline and the fact that he has one other child, his guideline support is $691. The parties agree on that.
Start dates, did you agree on those?
So the parties agree to actually start April 1st, 2025.
Okay.
And parties agree that Mr. Garza will pay court costs as billed 1 year from today.
And on the issue of non-disclosure, were you ever headed there or not headed there?
Oh, no non-disclosure.
No, non-disclosure. So strictly on the issue of retroactive support is what you're.
That is correct.
Okay, if you'll elicit testimony and the state's going to call each of you as a witness one at a time. I don't know who they call first. They get to decide. However, the other person, if you're not a witness, don't talk, don't interrupt, but you're going to have your turns to reply, just not on the other person's time, unless it's a valid legal objection, something that you could raise, fine, but not just to interrupt and tell your side. You'll get that courtesy. And the same courtesy of not being interrupted when it's your turn. So Ms. Nichols, you may call your first witness.
Yes, I will call, well, first, I ask the court to admit State's Exhibit 1, which is that DNA test result paper.
And Ms. Gano, you've seen that report?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Gano, you've seen it as well? The DNA report that shows paternity of 99 point blah, blah, blah percent, 99.
I've seen it, yes, Mr. Garza. Yes, I've seen it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not
That's
sure.
okay.
Sorry, Mr. Garza. Yes, I just want to make sure you've seen it before I admit it. If you've seen it, then surely there's no objection. I will admit the DNA results, the report for the child. And then you didn't say it, but I'm going to presume it. This order will establish paternity as well. That's the whole point of this. But
That's correct.
and Mr. Garza will be found to be the father. Will be legal, be in the order. Okay.
I do have one question.
Okay, may as well ask it. What is it, Mr. Garza?
Back to the Cano. I mean, I don't know if we can get it changed to Garza.
Okay.
I can elicit testimony from the parties about that.
Okay.
Okay. And can you give me the birth date of the child, Ms. Nichols? So I can be thinking about it, all of this stuff while we're talking.
Yes, let me give you the birth date of the child. Yes, her name is Ava Ray Cano. And the birthday is January 22nd, 2015.
So the child is
10 years old.
10 years old. That's right. Okay, thank you. Then we'll
Okay.
proceed with witnesses. Okay.
Okay, the state calls Ms. Cano. Ms. Cano, your child's last name is currently Cano, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any problems with the name being Cano-Garza?
No.
Okay. Pass a witness just on that issue, Judge, and then Mr. Garza, call Mr. Rene Garza.
Yes.
Sir, would you have any issue with your daughter's last name being Cano-Garza?
I do not.
Okay, so that's okay with both parties.
I'm fine with that, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That
All right,
sounds like a good compromise. Thank you for saving me the trouble. Being one of you unhappy, but it still requires, even with a court order signed by me that says the child's name has changed, you really need to go to the Bureau of Vital Statistics, amend the birth certificate. There's a cost. You can't rely on the AG to do that. They don't pay for that. And then there'll be a name change on there. And with that, and a court order. You can go to Social Security, you can go to everywhere and anywhere and prove the new name and show it so the records will be changed. And don't wait, don't prolong it, because then she's known as one thing and legally it's another. Then there's going to be huge problems for her down the road. So don't do that.
Who's responsible for paying for that?
I don't tell anybody they're responsible, because either of you could do it. If you go down there together and split the cost, that's one thing. If you don't get along and one of you decides you can't afford it and the other one doesn't do it, you're in trouble. Or you're not in trouble. It's just it doesn't happen, and then you can't do what you need to do and what the child needs for later on, for certificates of graduation, for all sorts of stuff. You really need to go do it. You decide, and somebody beats the other one, let them know, so you're not both there trying to do the same thing on different days and you confuse the staff people. And the state's not doing it. I'm just telling you that. So y'all decide. But thank you for the name change agreement. So Ms. Nichols, you want to continue?
Okay, I will now call Ms. Cano. Okay, Ms. Cano, were you at any point, were you and Mr. Garza living together?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Garza, will you mute yourself? I'm hearing some fuzziness.
DNA confirms Dad's role in a name change twist. Agreements fall into place, but one detail keeps tension alive.
Okay, I think that's better now. Okay, thank you. And I'll have the court take judicial notice of the state's petition to establish a parent-child relationship, which was filed in November 2024.
Take notice of said pleading.
Okay. So, Ms. Cano, so at no point since November 2020, you and Mr. Garza were ever living together.
No, ma'am.
Since then, has Mr. Garza provided any money directly to you for Ava's care?
Yes.
Do you know how much?
I was doing a calculation, so I had given you the Cash App total, which was about $1,700. I think it was like 1,707. But some of that did include him paying for like jerseys for himself and hats for himself for her softball stuff. And if she asked him for money to buy food like that, he would pay it directly to me for me to get it for her. But then I forgot, he actually texted me and told me that he was up to $5,000 on Venmo, what he had sent me. So I went to look at Venmo, and what I could calculate on Venmo just from just like not for what he gave me to give to her, because everything that he put on Venmo, like for a receipt, would say for Ava, but it was not for Ava's care. It was like for stuff that Ava would ask for. But from what he gave me for on Venmo, that what I calculated was $7,235 from 2022. And then,
Okay.
and then he would also give me money to my UFCU account. He would directly put money in that account. And I don't have a record of how much of that is, but I would say probably about $500. So
Okay.
total, I came up with about $9,235 that he's given me since 2022.
Okay, and that's just for Ava's care?
Yes.
Okay. So according to your calculations, will you say that number again, please?
$9,235.
Okay, thank you. All right. I will pass the witness for now and call Mr. Garza.
Before you do that, so is there a total amount that's higher, but you've pulled out things that you think the kid asked him for that?
Yes.
Yes. Well, first of all, what kind of things were they? Just snacks?
So, so she would call him like, Dad, can you send Mom $10 so she can go and buy me this? Or can you send Mom $10 so she can buy me this at school? Or Dad, I need fireworks. Can you send Mom money for fireworks? Stuff like that.
But okay, if fireworks is different from school stuff or whatever other stuff. I mean, do you have a whole laundry list of the things they were for, or just
I
generic?
mean, I could go back to my text messages because I save all my text messages, but that would take a long time. I mean, it's like
But
go
okay.
ahead.
If the child is asking for it and it prevented you from pulling out the $10 from your pocket to buy her something that she thought she needed, you don't want to give him any credit for any of it? Okay.
I mean, it wasn't that much of a difference, but I mean, and a lot of it too was stuff that he would pay for like her softball stuff for him, like her jerseys, her hats, stuff like that.
And you were able to identify what amounts were for him and
Yeah,
just
because
take that out?
some of the things he would put like fireworks, or he would put like an emoji for something else, not for, but like the stuff like that was for Ava, like for stuff, I don't know. I don't know, like,
Okay, well, just for my benefit, how much
Mhm.
did you think he overall did go through you versus how much you say was for the child? You already
I
told me.
I don't
9,200.
know. I'd
You
have to
didn't add the whole
calculate.
amount? No.
I'd have to calculate it.
Do you know how much was before November of 2020?
There before, well, he wasn't in her life for 3.5 years.
Okay, but if you can only go back for 4 years from when this thing was filed and go back to November of 2020,
He wasn't in her life. He started being in her life in 22, in January of 2022.
okay, so all of it from 22 to now, and nothing before 2022 from November to what was the first month he paid?
I think it was February of 2022.
So whatever he did from 22 to 20 to now, to April or to March of now,
He hasn't given me money since October or November of last year.
so he paid in November of last year, so you haven't got
He gave
anything?
me like $10 in November of last year, I think it was.
Okay.
So I have a question for Ms. Kano when you're done, Judge.
Okay. Sure, I'm just trying to get this straight. If part of the time has been covered, but not all of it, and then some of it, nothing, that might make a difference, it might not, I don't know. But I'll stop you. Ms. Nichols, do you want to follow up? Sure.
And Ms. Kano, you said, so basically for a period of about 2 years, Mr. Garza paid you $9,235 for Ava's care.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Pass a witness. Mr. Garza? Can you unmute yourself? Okay, Mr. Garza. Would you agree with Ms. Kano that within the last 4 to 4.5 years, you provided $9,235 for Ava's care?
Just on the apps alone, it's gonna be a little more than that. And then on top of that, the money that I have, and I'm in the process, when all this happened and hit me this morning, I got a hold of UFCU and they're unable to give me the records that far back as far as the money that's been exchanged through the accounts of what I've transferred over to her from my account. But it's gonna be more than that as well.
Okay, so what is your calculation?
I don't have an exact number again because I'm trying to get that through my bank at the moment.
Well, let me ask you, then you're not ready? You want to wait and get numbers or, well, because I don't want to have a whole hearing and then at the end say, oh, wait, I didn't realize.
Yeah, I completely understand. I if it's gonna cost for us to have another hearing in order for me to get those documents from you, and I wish I could have downloaded them, but on my app, it only allows me to go back to a year as far back to be able to archive those. So I do have to go into the office to get the documents for the years prior.
To the bank office, you mean, or?
Yes, to the bank office. Yes, because I can't do it on. It doesn't allow me to do it on the app over the website.
They didn't tell you how far they will go back or whether you're not going to be able to get all of it?
They can go back, but I have to go into the office to get that. But what's available for me online, it only goes back a year.
So,
The
so the one
Your-
thing missing is the UFCU account completely?
Completely, yeah, completely the UFCU account, because again, I wasn't aware that I was going to have to present any of this information until just a short while ago after meeting with Ms. Nichols. And once I did, I started doing my investigating as far as pulling the Venmo, pulling the Cash Apps, and I have submitted those through the email that was provided to me.
Ms. Nichols, having heard that, do you have something you wanted to say or something else?
No, I just want to say, the state wants to push for final orders today. So no, we don't want to do temporary orders and then come back.
Sure.
I think this case has been reset a few times. It sounds like Mr. Garza agrees that we want to finalize this as soon as possible.
Yeah, but I don't have a crystal ball and I don't know what you're going to say or not say. And she already doesn't know either. So,
Okay.
when you have evidence, I look at it. If you don't have evidence, I might give you a chance. This is your first contested hearing. Although if I remember right, y'all were here reaching an agreement and then it fell apart.
So one other thing is, as far as the last payment that I gave was in November, a couple of months back when I thought this whole order was going into place. Before we even met, I went ahead and set up something on the portal, and I did submit some child support payments through the portal.
Okay. So altogether,
Okay, through the Attorney General, you mean?
Through the Attorney General's portal, yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I did that, and then I didn't know. I just thought maybe I hadn't set it up to be able to come out of my bank like it normally. Come out of my check like it normally does. So I went ahead and set it up, and I just deposited that money into the portal. And then when we met, it was like, oh no, well, we hadn't even finished any of this stuff, so it was kind of all new to me. But I did start making the payments through that portal.
Okay, is that gonna throw another monkey wrench in this, Ms. Nichols? Or do y'all have money that you're holding or in anything else?
no, I think I'll just ask Mr. Garza how much he sent to the state.
I think it was maybe 1,000.
Maybe versus how much the state received, is that gonna be?
I'm not sure that I'm able to look into that since
I
an
know
order
the-
actually
Sorry,
entered.
I know the amounts. One payment was $700 and the other payment was $500.
Okay, so
When was that?
$1,200.
One was in January and one was in February.
You said I hadn't given you any since November, but okay.
Stop. We're not doing this. We're not going to fight on camera in
No,
court.
no, but I'm getting confused about who's got what and who can prove what. Especially if you say 1,000, you say 600. Okay, there's a discrepancy there. Who am I supposed to believe if Ms. Nichols can't confirm it? And you wouldn't be able to confirm it off of any of your screens?
I can get it for you off of the Attorney General site. It's 700 in January and 500 in February.
So why did you tell me 100 in January?
I didn't say 100. I said 700.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wrote
It's
down
okay.
100. Okay, so you're saying it is 1,200?
Yes.
And is that what you said? You said maybe 1,000 would be more
I
accurate.
said it was 1,000, so that's about right. 1,200, I guess, is what it was. Yeah.
But state can't verify it if you forwarded it to mom? You
I can
should,
send you a screenshot of it. I can pull up my Attorney General.
you don't need to screen share it, you just tell me if, especially if it's the same number, I don't care to see it, but.
Yeah, it was 700. I can tell you the exact dates too. Hold on.
Okay. Well, 700 was just for one payment, then 500 for another payment.
Correct.
Okay.
Mother testifies, every dollar questioned, tension builds fast. Her breakdown of payments sparks doubts about what truly counts.
On 3/7, I got $500 and 136.65. But I think they took out, because with the Attorney General's, you have to pay like $35 for the yearly thing. So they took out that $35. So it would have been $700 if they would have taken out that $35.
Can the state verify that?
Judge, I would have to ask one of our financial specialists, and that would take a second.
I have it right here. It's an annual service fee, $35 on 1/30/2025.
Yeah.
And I can screenshot this and email it if you like.
Okay, I'm not sure anybody's opposing any of that. I just thought the state could quickly see it for yourself, but you can't. You don't have that.
Just from what I have access to as an AAG is different from what financial specialists have access to.
Okay, then let's work. It looks like at least some of this is not disputed, but even if I said it was, if who's supposed to pay the fee, Ms. Nichols? I didn't realize you were charging fees.
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know.
Do you know, Ms. Cano, they requested the money out of you or out of him, or
They take it out of my child support automatically.
the $30?
It's like, I think I want to say I don't know. I know they charge $35 this year.
It's 35. And so have you ever been charged $35 or anything else to keep the account open, Mr. Garza?
No, I know that there was a fee for like an administrative fee or something when I applied those payments, but I can't recall what, the amount, but I read that it was a fee for paying online using a card or something. I don't know.
Well, this is brand new to me because, I remember fees in the old days, but and there's never been an issue now. I know it's piddly, but should she get the credit or should he get the credit? Or I don't know what your policy is on fees. if it's even or only one pays it, it covers both or what, but, you can't address that, Ms. Nichols.
I don't know, and I think it's
Yeah, I
Well,
don't know either. Okay, leaving that behind, at least 1,200 came in. No, well, yes, minus a $35 fee that mom did not get. I think that's not in dispute, but that's between, okay, whether it's January, February, or January and March, I'm not for sure. But you started child support in the order by agreement April 1st. Was that because of these payments, Ms. Nichols?
No, so it was, so like you mentioned before, there was initially an agreed order and then that was pulled and
Oh.
that happened in March. So I just wanted it to reflect the dates to reflect the agreement the parties had in the past.
Was it the same amount of child support or did that change or not?
It was a different amount of child support, but that order, that initial order that the parties agreed to, that was never signed by the court and entered.
I get that. I guess if you're telling me the agreement is, what was it? For child support, 691 now?
Yes.
Was the prior order without knowing the exact amount lower or higher than that?
It was higher.
Okay. So now, what does that do to our calculations as far as for retro? You're not gonna be including,
No,
Sure.
no, I would just, what I would do in that situation is, I mean, if you paid it after March and if he's already paid it to the state disbursement unit, I'm imagining he would just get credit for that moving forward on new child support payments. So I don't think that would be calculated for retroactive.
So you're moving into March 1st? Is that what I heard, or no? It's still April 1st?
No, still April 1st, and any money he paid to the
Okay.
state disbursement unit would probably
Oh,
just
I see.
credited towards his account.
Okay. So then you have to add an extra $1,200 to whatever mom was saying, because that's gonna be included on the retro, right? And that's,
Well, I'm
fair.
not sure about that because he would probably just get credit for it since he's paid it for the state disbursement unit. And well, no, he paid it January and March in support starting April. So yes, that would be considered, you're
Retro.
correct. That would be considered for retro. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so go back to mom, what she said, plus I guess an extra 1,200 if that's what he paid. And I don't, whose
Mom-
obligation, if you took it out of her child support, then y'all are charging her, otherwise you wouldn't have taken it out.
Okay. So mom said $9,235. That plus the 1,200 is, that should be $9,435.
That's 10,435.
Yes, yeah, 10,435. And I wanna just ask Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Garza,
Okay, Ms. Nichols, let me defer to you. What did you want to do next at this point with this gap here? You're muted, Ms. Nichols.
I apologize, thank you. Mr. Garza, in the year of 2021, what were you doing for work?
2021, I was unemployed. I was working at food trailers, what I was doing in 2021.
You were unemployed, but you were working at a food truck.
Yeah, to make a little bit of money, I guess. Yes, ma'am.
How much were you making?
Very little. I don't know. I can't. I don't recall. I mean, that's 2021. That's quite a while ago. So
Would you say on average how much per month?
at the most, I don't know, 1,000 maybe at the most. Then.
All right. And was that the same for December 2020? So right before 2021, were you also basically unemployed?
I was. Yes, ma'am.
So what about the year of 2022? Were you still making essentially minimum wage, or did you get a new job?
It was a minimum wage. I think it was until 2023. I was doing the trailer and I was also working a part-time job as well. And it was for maybe 5 months. Actually, it was about a year.
Okay. So in the years 2021 and 2022, you were basically making minimum wage.
Yes, ma'am.
And then in 2023, money started getting better.
I was making it.
When did that start in 2023? When did you start making more money? Like what month? About.
May of that year.
Okay,
Yeah, it was
so
May of 2023.
on average, can you remember how much you were making per month in May of 2023?
Working at that job, it was only 3 days that I was working. I was working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So the amount, I don't. I'd have to look back at my tax records.
Do you have them with you right now?
I don't. Again, I wouldn't. I
Okay.
didn't know that this part was even going to come up until today, this
That's
morning.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, and you want to go forward today without that information, Mr. Garza?
I'd rather, I mean, honestly, I'd rather go forward with the information that I need as far as that, as well as the information that I'm going to be waiting on from the bank to support the other additional amount that I was transferring to her accounts.
Okay, let me ask Ms. Cano, how much are you asking for in terms of back pay? Whatever periods or whatever, how much total?
Whatever the court deems.
Well, it helps if I know how much more than what he's already done you still want. Because if it's up to me, I want evidence. I don't have evidence. All I have is bad memories, and you've come up with part of it.
I sent you all my evidence that I have,
Yes,
so.
I know.
I've sent you what I had up to this point, but like I said, the bank information is one that also has, it's going to be more than what I think she mentioned earlier, but
What's the maximum I would be ordering, Miss Nichols, or the maximum being requested, even if I didn't order it?
I mean, it would be the $12,209 minus, or I'm so sorry, that's a credit he's given. So what I would do is request retroactive child support at minimum wage from December 2020 through May 2023. And then see what his wages were May 2023 up until 2024. And 2024, we do have a tax return for how much he was making.
Okay, and do you have a number for me?
Yes, just give me 1 second.
Well, I want to see how much is at stake, whether we're talking about $20,000, $10,000, or something else. And yes, that's big and that is meaningful. And if you want to go forward, both of you agree to go forward on sketchy evidence, I can do it. I do it all the time with pro se's, he said, she said. But again, you don't know how it's going to turn out. And if I make you come back, everybody will be unhappy, including me, but I might have better evidence for your particular case. I only get what you give me, so y'all think about that. Ms.
All
Nichols?
right, let me give you a number.
Father pushes back. Missing bank records spark heated doubt. He insists more was paid, but evidence slips through his hands.
It would be, give me 1 moment.
You're gonna have to break it down for me anyway, so you
Right.
wanna tell me what you're doing and do it for me on the record?
Yes. So what I've done is from December 2020 up through May 2023, I calculated support at minimum wage. So that was for Mr. Garza, that was $203 a month. I've also
How
just
many months
calculated
is that? How many months is that? 1 month,
that is
20 plus 12 in 2021, plus 12 in 2022, and 5 in 2023. Is that what you did? That's
yes.
30 months.
I have 29 months.
December 2020 is 1 month, 12 months in 2021, 12 months in 2022, and you said 5 months in 2023?
No, it was 4 months.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Well, no,
I would
5
have done
May
it.
and 5.
Sorry, yeah, that's correct. Okay, we can do 30 since it was through May, so that's fine.
So 203 times 30 months. What
Okay.
he should have paid under minimum wage rate, if I go that route, would be what?
So that is $6,090.
Okay. So that
And
covers
then
what's left for the
So
retro time
it's-
period.
so then it's June 2023 through December 2023. And it sounds like Mr. Garza is not really sure what his wages were then, so we can also go with minimum wage at that time. 203 times 7. That's $1,421. And then we know what his wages were for 2024 since we have a tax return.
Did
So
you
wage,
the child support?
yes, so wages based on what he was making. It would be $787 a month times 12 months. And that is $9,444.
787 times 12. 9444, okay.
Um,
And that's for 2024. So what's left in 2025?
and so now we would do January, February, and March of 2025 at Mr. Garza's new Ravers job. And that amount is
691.
$733 times 3.
Oh, you didn't include the insurance, I guess?
No,
You hire?
he has one child.
I'm sorry, what?
He has one other child. That's why this is the multifamily calculation.
Okay, and how much, what was the monthly amount number? 7 what?
733.
But it's gonna go down to 691, so that also gives credit for the, or takes away the insurance credit.
Yes,
I'll
it
do that.
does. Unless of course the court orders retroactive medical and dental, but without credit for that, the number that I have is in total. Give me one moment, please.
19,154 or no?
$19,154, and then minus the 12,209. So the minimum the state would be asking, well, the minimum the state would be asking for is $6,945 for retro.
Okay, you wanna chime in, Ms. Cano, what you agree or disagree with?
I don't want to keep doing this. I want this to be over with. So if,
Well, I'm trying to be fair and with the little limited information I have, and I know you don't want to come back, so that's part of the
I
equation.
don't, I mean, and the biggest thing for me is that I'm doing this by myself and it's hard. And I just need help now. And so, I mean, if we got to stop this and not do any back pay so we can start this and we can move forward, I'm okay with that.
Ma'am, there's very few cases I get that people walk in and say he paid $12,000, or even if it was 10,000 because of the other small items. That hardly ever happens. They wait till court orders. They don't do that much, whatever. They don't know they should be doing something. You can't find them, whatever. So this man has done something. Now, did he do it precisely perfect? No. Did you come right away so you could get, if she's what, 12 and 10 now, or I forgot what you said, 10?
10.
Then you could have had 10 years of child support if you brought the case as a baby, but you didn't. So you already gave up a bunch and you were doing a loan. I get that. But he did step up and has stepped in and has given at least $12,000. So you give him some credit for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we just can get this done, let's just stop all of this. No more back pay. Let's just move forward. I just want to get this done.
Ma'am, I can finish in the next 5 minutes one way or the other, but I can't believe that after all this, you're saying now I want nothing. Let's just start scratch for fresh. But you can say that if you want, but I'm not trying to pressure you into anything. I'm trying to get the facts. I'm barely just now getting the facts. It looks like the facts are that if he paid this much and we had known and we had been there and done the math and he had known, that maybe he owes you $69.45. Mr. Garza, let me hear you respond. Why or why not? Shouldn't you be paying something, given that you didn't pay the whole 4 years, you didn't pay anywhere near for 10 years? But there's still maybe something owed here, even though you did pay up to $12,000. What's your position on $6,945?
I've done more than that I can account for right now as far as the 6,945 that's owed. So, I mean, if it's okay with her, I'm definitely, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. If that's what I'm okay with not paying any of it, because I feel that I've been paying, it's not, so the amount that's been transferred between accounts, that's going to add to something as well. So I don't have a problem paying what I'm going to be paying going forward. One of the only reasons why I requested that we even revisit this is because the salary was skewed because of the amount of money that I made for that 2024 tax year. I started off the year working at a food trailer, so that money was included. Then I got a bonus at the end of December, which was a one-time thing that I didn't even expect. So that was included as well. So I was doing it on my phone just like I was this morning. And when I got to work, I transferred the documents over to my email on my computer, and I saw the salary that was used in the calculation. So it didn't jive with what I had. So that's the only reason why I requested that this be revisited all along. So.
But do you have any clue that your UFCU or whatever bank it was that you don't have the records for would equal anywhere near $7,000? An extra $7,000 that you paid?
It would probably be another, I don't know how much I don't even want to throw a number out there.
Well, she threw out 500, and I don't know if you're going to throw out 7,000 or not, but I'm trying to figure out if it's fair.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not going to throw out the full 6,900 either, but it was definitely more than 500. And I feel the same way that she does. I just want to move past this and get the right number, which is the number that we got based on the salary that I make, which was the 691. I'm fine with paying what I need to pay.
You want to go forward no matter what I do today? And you have the right of appeal anyway, if you really want to appeal, if you think I got it wrong. You don't get to walk away and say, I don't agree. You get to listen to what I say and either appeal me or not. That's what happens if I go forward.
Okay, and then I guess part of the appeal would be me showing up with those records from the UFCU to present that.
You could possibly file for a new trial and go back in with better records and have better evidence for another judge and spend more time on this case. Or you could.
And I apologize. And I apologize. Had I known that we were going to go through this, I would have had those records ready as well. It
I get that, but it doesn't help me right now. So are you willing to go forward right now or not? Because I haven't given you a continuance. Everybody says you want it over with. So I'm trying to see if you will or won't. And you have the right of appeal anyway, no matter what I do. So
I'd rather not. I mean, honestly, I'm struggling as it is to make it in this world. So that extra 6,900 it's a little much for me. It is, honestly.
Okay, and Ms. Gano, you're saying you want to get this over with no matter what?
Yes, ma'am.
And no matter what I do, whether you like it or not, you have the right of appeal too, and you want to get over with?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Nichols, you said you want to get it over with. You haven't heard from Mr. Garza and his records issue. And I don't blame anybody because, yeah, you're in court. However, maybe you should think about what the issues are. You were here last time with those same issues. And I don't even know what happened on retroactive or not, and whether you should have known you had to bring this stuff or be prepared for it or not. But I'm not looking for it, Ms. Garza. You don't know. You're not a lawyer. Yeah, you found out kind of today how much was being asked for.
Well, initially it was agreed that there was going to be no back pay, which is why I didn't have today. And then today, after we did the salary adjustment, it was like, okay, no, we want to do back pay. So that's why I wasn't prepared with the information I needed to have. I got what I could within that first, until you jumped on, and I emailed that, but the rest of it, after calling the bank, I couldn't.
Okay. And Ms. Nichols, your position on whether this should be final or not?
Retro support fight explodes. Hardship versus fairness takes center. Both sides clash over thousands, revealing raw financial struggle.
Yes, this should be finalized.
Okay. Then, and any further evidence or to present, Nichols, or closing? I don't think you do. You already gave me the agreed parts, including the surname change. And it's just solely on the issue of retroactive. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse by having you summarize everything again.
No, but let me just quickly just get on the record that Mr. Garza and Ms. Cano actually agree to what I stated to the court earlier.
Okay, didn't you do that already? No, you didn't.
I don't remember. I don't know that I did.
No, I don't think you did. It went straight to retroactive. So yeah, get that on the record for me.
Okay, Mr. Garza? You heard
Yes,
all
ma'am.
you heard all the agreements that I told Judge Madrigal we made. Are you still in agreement with those things?
Am I in agreement with what we agreed on earlier?
Yes.
That you're the dad, that the surname change, that the visitation is standard, that you're gonna communicate by app close, that your child support is $691, your medical support is $235, and your dental support is $5, all monthly starting April 1st. Do you agree to all that?
I do.
Okay. You want
And Ms. Cano, do you agree with that as well?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, state rests. So just the state's recommendation is that based on the evidence we have, a retroactive judgment of $6,945 would be appropriate, and Mr. Garza should be ordered to pay that at $85 a month. So he would not pay that all at once. He would do a monthly payment of $85. If the court grants the retroactive judgment.
Okay. And you don't have to summarize this, Connor, but has any of your position changed at all, or maybe you should tell me what you want on retro or don't want on retro?
I honestly just want it to be over. So if we're
You
gonna
have a position, I'm gonna make a decision, but I want to know if you want retro or you don't want retro.
I
And
don't
then
want
you get to live with me with whatever I say.
Yeah, no, if we can get it done today, then I don't want retro. That's what I said last time. And then he brought it back again. And that's why I asked for the retroactive, because it's like every time this keeps on happening, we have to come back again, and I'm here waiting and waiting and waiting. So that's the only reason I asked for it
It's
again.
gonna be over with. I am gonna do a final order. However, are you really giving on the record waiving any retroactive, what he hasn't already given to you? You did that last time. Are you doing that this time or
So-
not?
So my question to you would be, if it's a final order, he can still go back and appeal, and then we'll be back here again, right? Like if he appeals it, then I won't start getting any help until we go back to court again.
No, my order would be a final order. It would still be good. It would still be put in the system. He still would need to pay it. And if I understand him, he's not gonna appeal all the rest of it. He would only appeal the back pay if he didn't agree with my decision, if I ordered some. But I'm not even there yet. I'm asking you, are you asking me to order retroactive or not?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and Mr. Garza, you don't know what I'm gonna do. However, you already told me you want more time for more evidence. Is that still your position?
So I didn't understand. So is she wanting retro or not?
She said yes, but she doesn't know what the amount is, whether I'm gonna give her anything or all of it or none of it or part of it, and you don't either. I'm still struggling with it, but I'll give you a decision in a few short minutes after you tell me your position on what I should do today, whether go forward as a final or you really want more time for more evidence. Because you can appeal that too, if necessary.
I mean, yeah, I'm still adamant as far as the retro amount, because I have been giving her money, and even before any of this came about, I was giving her. But yes, I am wanting to present that last piece of evidence to hopefully reduce the amount, because unfortunately, I'm just
You remember I
everyone else.
told you, are you sure you don't want to reset? Or I asked you like an hour ago, how long have we been doing this? And you said, okay, no, let's go forward. Yeah, an hour and 2 minutes. Do you remember that?
I was okay with the amount monthly, but when it came to the retro,
Well, I didn't know you didn't have documents until we actually got into the testimony, which means I think I asked you that if you willing to go forward, and I think you said yes, instead of me just saying I want evidence now and doing that half an hour ago or 45 minutes ago.
yeah, and I apologize for that. I just wasn't, again, I wasn't aware that any of the retro part of it, I wasn't ready for until this morning. So
Okay, this is what I think is fair, and this is what I'm gonna do. I don't want to see y'all back here, and I don't want to waste more time with you figuring out how much you paid or didn't pay through that UFCU account. It's possible you did a lot. It's possible you did hardly anything. I'm not gonna wait on it. I do things this way all the time on he said, she said, because people want me to go forward. And you kind of agree to go forward because you're here and we waited for you too after you dropped off. I'm gonna make this a final order, so I will approve all the agreements that were initially stated without me repeating any of them. Other than the surname would be included in addition to the original agreements. And the surname change is Cano-Garza. On there's no non-disclosure to speak of, so there won't be any non-disclosure finding. And on the court costs, you know what, I'm gonna waive them for him. I'm not gonna order him to pay costs. He's done pretty good. I'm gonna reward that today. Okay, on the issue of retroactive support. I'm not gonna do zero, but I'm not gonna do $6,945 either. If this man paid over 12,000 and possibly more through that UFCU account. Gosh, people are coming in for another hearing. What I'm gonna do is $2,000. I think it's fair that he pays something. There were several years that before he even started, I think with interest on top of that, and that you've been getting it and now you're gonna get more for sure under a court order. And considering he had minimum wage for several of those first few years, I'm gonna do $2,000 in retroactive. And the reason, ma'am, it's not that I'm giving necessarily credit, but the law says on retroactive that it's not mandatory, that even if you prove every single penny that, or that's what you want, that's the maximum you can request. But I can consider hardship. I am considering hardship, that he was unemployed for a while, that he did the best he could while he could, and that there would be hardship to order another $7,000 or 10,000 or anything else on top of the 12 he's already paid. So based on hardship, I'll lower it to 2,000. I think that's fair. If you don't, Mr. Garza, you can appeal. I'm gonna ask the state to put the notice of appeal rights at the back of the order. And given that it's a 10-year-old, you haven't paid 10 years worth of child support, it's a small pittance here, but I'll do that. State have a recommendation on the payments for that?
Yes, $60 a month.
Okay, then I'll order that starting, if child support was due April 1st, I'm not gonna go backwards. Let's start July 1st, give him a chance to breathe and get things settled and appeal if he wants, but $60 July 1st, not June 1st.
Yeah, and
Court costs are waived. What?
okay, and the retroactive judgment should be as of March 30.
Correct. Wait, March has 31 days in it?
Does it? Let me see.
It's April that has 30, but I'm gonna look just to make sure.
Yeah, no, March. Yeah,
March
March
has
is
31 days.
March is 31, so
Yeah,
yes.
as of
March
March
31st.
31st, 2025, with child support starting April 1st. So that money that you paid, that she got before March 1st, before April 1st, that'll be applied to this, I assume.
Okay.
Yep. And if you don't understand that, you can call them or hang. Do you have any questions, Mr. Garza? Do
I do not, Your Honor.
you have any questions, Ms. Kano?
No, ma'am, I do not.
I wish you both luck. Thank you for being here and all the time it's taken. I hope you can live with it. If you can't, you go to another court. If you do all the right things within the right time periods, it'll be in paper. But from the day you get the order that's signed by me, first you're gonna get a proposed order. You get to review it, see if there's any errors, sign off on that if you want to. If you don't sign off on it, because I'm approving your agreement and ruling on the contested issue and I'm rendering the order, it becomes my order. So I can sign it without you, Mr. Garza, Ms. Cano. But I give you almost a week to review it, to sign it. I get it quicker. If you don't sign it by next, what's today, Thursday, by next Thursday, a week from today, the state will submit it without your signature and I'll sign it that way. I review it for accuracy. However, you all can do the same and sign it or call the AG if you see any problems and work it out with them. But from the day you get the signed copy that's signed by me, Mr. Garza or Ms. Cano, you have the right to file a written notice of appeal within 3 business days. So whatever that day is, you don't count Saturday and Sunday, but it's 3 business days. And you If you do that and you follow with the clerk and you give them copies of the de novo appeal to both parties, the AG and the other parent, then you call the district clerk and get a court date within 30 days, then you can have your new day in court. If you miss any of that or you file late, your appeal rights are out the window. So I'm trying to tell you that. And if I'm not sure you totally understand it, but call the AG if you have any questions, Mr. Garza, and how that money is applied to what you're gonna owe. And that'll be the order of the court. So start looking for the order anytime, probably after 5, maybe even tomorrow. But do check, that's priority homework, please. You're excused. Thank you, folks. Raise that child, try to talk to each other and be a good role models. That's what's more important than anything else. And people do better when they know better is all I can say. So start fresh.
Judge rules $2,000 back pay. Surname change, case closed. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.